Well, good evening. Laddies, lasses, and lassos, welcome to the click. You smell absolutely amazing today. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Why, yes, I am enjoying a good old-fashioned Swedish julmust because I had a secret stash from Christmas. Speaking of things that are cold like Christmas in Sweden, r/FacePalm, and by extension, Twitter. It's like a beautiful combination of everlasting hellfire and just cold landscape of nothingness and soulless behaviors and people fighting over nothing. I think if we all died and just woke up in purgatory, that would be Twitter, but like 24/7. Welcome to r/FacePalm, where we laugh about humanity being silly together so we feel just a little bit less insane. Enjoy. Mwah. Nazi lives don't matter.
I hate that some of my favorite 90s bands became filthy communists.
Cry about it. With Rage Against the Machine? Wait, which machine did you think they were raging against? Like the dishwasher? Come on, Kara, Jesus Christ. And yes, that joke is indeed a throwback to an older video. Yes, indeed, watch all my older content and try to figure out which one. Smooth. Oh, speaking of missing out on my content, I've heard that YouTube is unsubscribing people again, so make sure you're subbed to the channel, you beautiful bean. Oh yes, indeed, there's no leaving the clicky thicky. Anyway, next meme before I scare people away. Imagine taking a few Bible verses on human sexuality and demanding they be legislated over our entire country, yet reducing the 3,000 plus Bible verses calling for a generous use of wealth that prioritizes the poor, the vulnerable, and the refugee to a private, personal choice. But you see, it's all about cherry picking. That's the beautiful thing of reality. God said love thy neighbor, unless they're gay or something. Source, it's not the Bible. I think someone just made it up. Some Apple Vision Pro owners are upset after being unable to access VR adult films. I mean, I'm not surprised. I think about every second person that buys this buys it just for the immersive experience of watching adult films. I have been on the internet long enough. I see the kind of stuff people produce. I am not surprised in the least about this. They should just embrace this in the product or make it a premium feature. No, shut up, Clip. Don't give them the idea. Don't give them the idea to make more premium features. r/a-hole design. Man to man, am I wrong? My ex sent me these saying she was gonna post my dross, but I'm a man. This is normal? I'm sure other men can relate. I'm not a female. I don't wipe how y'all women wipe. We shite wipe once and carry on. Oh, what? As long as I shower when I take them off, I don't really see the issue. I think a solution here would be like a poop tampon. You know, then you don't have to wipe maybe, but dear, what God. To other men out there, please back me on this, because females be really overdoing it over my dross like you can't wash them. You're not a real man unless you shit your pants, fellow men, am I right? These women that don't like having poop in their pants? What are you? A woman? Since when did wiping your ass become a gendered issue? What the f*** is this? Well, surely that's enough Twitter insanity for today. Anyway, let's take a look at the next post.
3 years ago, I got kicked out of high school. Today, at 19 years old, I just closed on my $2.3 million Miami home. Take risks in life. Look at this fancy mansion.
Readers added context. This house was not purchased by this person. It is currently for rent.
But you see, I'm just influencing people to drop out of school,
and I don't even have a success story to show for it. I mean, school doesn't really prepare you for everything in life, and you don't really use everything you learn in school either. I think one thing I realized somewhere in like my university years is that a lot of the stuff in school is more like brain gymnastics. I have very often applied the logic that I learned to apply in university when I was studying engineering, even though I don't very often use like thermodynamics in my day-to-day life. It's more about the brain gymnastics behind it and like training your psyche sort of. So in that way, school is really good. It's lacking in some areas and also depending on where you live, but like urging people to drop out of school without really giving them alternative parts of take risks. Let me post pictures at my fake home. Get out of here.
I'm like really smart, but all my teachers were out to get me because they were jealous of how smart I am.
Vibes. Yeah, that's basically this dude in a nutshell, isn't it? GB News presenter Emma Holmes has ripped into Taylor Swift saying, "I wouldn't date her," which finally explains why she was forced to settle for a 6'4" professional athlete. Oh my god. Oh, how could you do this to her? She had to settle for this? Oh. Where have all the good men gone, am I right? Yes, indeed. China figures out a process to farm caviar, thus saving wild sturgeon from extinction and making a delicacy wildly affordable to the masses. American press. After China turned it into a cheap snack, caviar is at risk of losing its status as a luxury good. Well, this is what you're supposed to care about. Wow, it's 2024 and something actually got cheaper. I think that's a good thing. My god. Sean Young in the original 1984 Dune, as Johnny was beautiful, elegant, aristocratic, and unforgettable. Zendaya in the Dune remake in the same role looks like she just crossed America's southern border. They do this to humiliate you. Who do this? Who do what? The makeup team in a studio? And also, like, the comparison is kinda yikes. Like, bruh, they're running around in a desert. What are you talking about? Sometimes I log into Twitter and I like to fantasize that this is a place where, like, a bunch of different alien races come together and they desperately try to socialize, but they just end up arguing about things that don't really make sense to anyone because our social norms are so vastly different. That's not sadly what it is. It would be way more exciting than this garbage, but, you know, a man can dream.
Is there a law against lying?
Libs of TikTok creator acknowledges that her post accusing an innocent trans woman of committing the tragic mass pew-pew was false, but she refuses to remove it. That seems to be about in line with these people. Twitter was pretty bad when I got on it back in like 2019, right? But it's gotten worse. Somehow it's gotten worse. It's like, you know, in Minecraft when you manage to dig past bedrock. It's absolutely astounding. It's impressive in its own weird way. Texas math. Doctor provides abortion to consenting patient equals life in prison. $100,000 fine and loss of medical license. Random dude provides abortion to non-consenting spouse. 180 days in jail. Probably shaved down to a month or two for being a good old boy. Man accused of putting abortion-inducing drugs in wife water takes deal to serve 180 days in jail. Jesus, this is so messed up, man. I mean, doing it like that to someone who doesn't consent to having an abortion is absolutely freaking wild, but it also opens the door that if you want to have an abortion in a state where it's not legal, you can just agree to do this as a couple, and one of you just takes a hit and spends a couple of months in jail, and you're done. This encourages really weird thing. It encourages you to drug each other inside of couples instead of going to a doctor. I don't think the people, like, talking about this really thinks it through what it actually endorses, you know? This is wild. Okay, it's also fair to assume that these people don't actually care about people's health either. So, you know, it's not surprising. It's just a little funny leap of logic, isn't it? McDonald's. We value you, your growth, and your contributions. This is a no-quit restaurant. You're not legally allowed to quit. Okay, wait, let's read the fine print, shall we? Because we feel that many situations can be resolved. It is the policy of the restaurant that an employee cannot quit until he or she talks to the restaurant manager or the area supervisor. What do you mean the policy of the restaurant that you can't just quit on the spot and have to talk about it? What are you gonna do? Fire them? Come on, man, that's silly. This is a no-quit restaurant. Who actually put this sign up? That is amazing. I cried in front of my wife, and since then there has been a strange atmosphere between us. I am actually not very emotional, and my wife has never seen me cry in the 3 years we've known each other. But the last few weeks have been very hard for me, and I broke down crying in front of her the other day. I expected her to be encouraging and understanding, but instead she was kind of disgusted. We then went to sleep, and somehow there has been a strange atmosphere between us ever since. When I asked my wife about it, she said that she didn't expect a traditional Christian man to show such weakness. She said she can't unsee it, and now sees me in a different light. She feels less attracted to me after seeing me cry. She wanted to make it clear to me that no woman wants to see her husband cry. Normally you would formulate it as, you don't want to see your partner cry because you don't want them sad, right? But it's not the crying itself that is like the problem. They're allowed to feel sad, but you want to make them happy. right? That's how a normal person would probably think about this. You know, someone who actually has empathy, maybe. Even though women say men should be more emotional. That's just what they say. Women want strong men. She had no answer to the question of how I could fix the situation. How can I convince my wife of my masculinity and win her back? Oh yeah, there's an easy solution to this situation. Divorce. The whole thing with marriage and long-lasting relationships is that you go through the good and the bad, right? You're supposed to be there for each other. It's supposed to be a support thing. If you don't have that, why are you with them? They give you nothing. If anything, they shame you for having tough periods, when in reality they should lift you up and make it easier. But now instead you're dealing with the dilemma of also having a tough week and having a partner that treats you like trash because of it and tries to convince you that you're less of a man and they're not gonna be in the same bed as you because of it. Like... They're making your life actively worse. Divorce this person. This is such a big yikes. Oh my god. Jesus wept. Gospel of John chapter 11 verse 35. I guess she wouldn't think much of Jesus either. Jesus was a beta? His wife was attacked by 7 men and the man hardly had bruises. If 7 men try to do my girl I am with, I need to be dead or unconscious. It appears he got hit once or twice and decided to watch instead of fight. She would leave him, and rightfully so, within a year. As a man, you should be willing to die to protect your girl without second thought. I actually saw this tweet in the wild when it was posted. Hold on, let me find this thing. They were beating him and holding him down, so I'm sure he wasn't cheering on the sidelines. According to the thread, he had a knife put on him. Yeah, 7 armed dudes. I don't care how badass you pretend to be on Twitter. If you're attacked by 7 armed men in the middle of the night, you're not gonna fend that off with some martial arts. I'm sorry, that's not reality. Oh, here it is. I found the original tweet. This has 77,000 likes. This is misleading. The original post states the man had a knife to his throat. This was one of those times where I encountered something online where I legit feel like I'm going insane or the world is going insane. Like, the replies to this were so incredibly wild. This is also why every man should study the art of fighting. In most cases, a man who knows how to fight can win against 7 who do not. When you get attacked in the middle of the night with 7 men with knives, you know, if you stand up and try to fist fight 2 of them, the third one is just gonna stab you in the back. And then the remaining 4 are gonna jump you as well. Those aren't numbers you beat in real life, fam. I don't care how good you are at martial arts. Often, if you drop 1 or 2, the rest get scared and run. That's sorta true when it comes to bullies and stuff. If you, put it up to the leader of the bully, so to say, then usually the group can scatter. But this is kind of a different situation. These dudes didn't sound like they were just picking on people for fun. They knew what they were there for. He is already dead to her. Neither may know it yet, but the unspoken, you will protect me with your life, bond has been broken forever. She can't trust him. He failed. The situation is horrible, but it doesn't change the facts. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine you and your partner getting attacked by 7 armed people in the middle of the night, and then you're like, damn, this was a traumatic near-death experience. And then people poop on you on Twitter for not being like a winter soldier and taking down 7 armed men all by yourself. Dear God, man.
Unpopular opinion. It's a man's primary job to protect his woman and family and to keep her out of unsafe situations. It's not that he failed, he clearly didn't even try.
You know, apart from the fact of having a weapon pointed at you. I mean, would it be better if he was just dead? Is that what these people are claiming? Oh my god, this is nuts. The guy who they are victim blaming is pretty old, had teeth knocked out, and also had a knife put to his throat, and yet everyone in the Twitter comment section is agreeing, calling the victim a coward. Shocker. Twitter is a poo place full of poo people. Full of warriors! Keyboard warriors! That's also what's so wild to me. I think the OP in this Twitter thread is actually a martial artist, which is even more wild because any experienced martial artist that I have ever heard speak about this kind of stuff this is stuff you should try to avoid. You know, you shouldn't try to take on 7 armed men just because you take martial arts classes or compete in martial arts. There's a distinct difference between being a good fighter in a ring in controlled circumstances with medical professions, you know, no one has a weapon or anything like that. It's a very controlled environment. If you do this kind of stuff in the street, someone might just pull a gun. It's a completely different situation. The fact that someone would encourage this so strongly is wild. Most trained martial artists' first advice when fighting multiple opponents is don't. I went to multiple seminars for a specific MA. There was a guide from NYC, and he said, if confronted in a fight, do these things in order. If you can run away, run. If you can't run, look around for any weapon. If none of those are possible, win by any means necessary. Throat, nuts, face. He also had a great story of him seeing a guy defending himself from a guy with a baseball bat by hugging him around the arms. Yeah, that's good, because then he can't get a swing in. And it works if it's only one guy. But imagine if that was 7 people and they all had baseball bats or knives. Hugging one of them so they can swing, it's not going to do anything because there's not a 6 are going to jump you. I don't care how good you are at fighting. Those odds are not something you should encourage. Lol at the cage fighter who makes a living fighting with a predetermined rule set, a referee, a doctor inside an octagon with only one opponent and a 3-minute round with breaks in between. I think it's good for anyone to have basic self-defense skill. Taking a class in self-defense or like trying martial arts is really valuable. It will also teach you like how it feels to be in a confrontation, and it will also teach you like about consequences and stuff with fighting. Very few people I know that are experienced fighters actually go looking for trouble because they know the severe consequences that it can have. And it can just be to silly things, you know, someone gets knocked over, they hit their head on something and bada bing bada boom, you have life debilitating problems. It's not something you just toss around willy-nilly, you know? And this massive thread on Twitter just doing a massive victim blaming. People were attacked by 7 armed men. And you're like, damn, this 60-year-old dude wasn't the Winter Soldier and just magically wrestled weapons out of people's hands and went rolling around. What? What reality do you live in? Her donations in 2023, 50 million for truckers, 30 million for food banks, and 20 million for the animals. I think hatred evangelicals have for Taylor Swift is because she's more like Jesus than they are. We got some Swifty discourse going on here. Yeah, especially since the religious group spent $14 million on foot fetish videos for the Super Bowl. Wait, what? The amount of people that could have helped SMH. I'm sorry, what? Some religious group put 2 commercials on the Super Bowl that cost $7 million each of Jeebus washing people's feet. Wait, I need to find this. Oh my god, I need to find this. Wait. Oh my god, it's a real thing. Wait, is this AI generated? I can't tell. Is this AI? It looks really AI, but maybe it's just a professional photo shoot. This is what they spent the money on? Oh, that looks... Okay, interesting. Uh-huh. What? Jesus didn't teach hate. He taught feet. He washed feet. He gets us. All of us. Jeez, us. He gets us.com. Play feet with your neighbor today. Oh my god, this is amazing. I wouldn't believe this was real unless I found it. They paid $14 million to air this. That's not even counting production costs and stuff. They probably spent like 20 mil for a Jesus foot commercial. I knew Americans were into feet, you know, they're so obsessed with measuring everything with feet instead of like a normal system like the metric system. But I didn't expect this. It should be illegal to not believe in God. Well, after that video, I sure am convinced. No, Tim, it shouldn't. Sure, there's absolutely nothing wrong with forcing a belief system on an entire population. For people that often scream about like the gay agenda and stuff, they sure are eager to like, you know, talk about that other thing should be forced. Not that there is a gay agenda. People just kind of want to exist, fam. Dear God. My God, there is a gay couple kissing in a movie, gay agenda. Okay, but what about all the heterosexual couple kissing in the movies? Is that the heterosexual agenda then? Dear God. A software engineer wore an Apple Vision Pro to his wedding. Oh, that picture feels very uncomfortable. That's like the definition of cringe. Oh no. Well, okay, there's at least one wholesome twist to it. At least he's not watching adult movies, because that was not available. So at least we can cross that out. Yippee! My boyfriend's cancer battle was ruining my mental health, so I left him. Now I'm running a marathon in his honor. I'm sure he's thrilled to hear that you're running a marathon in his honor instead of, you know, being there for him when he was sick. My dad's best mate broke up with his wife literally as she was about to be carted away for her operation. She had a brain tumor, was told she would survive, but would most likely need a lot of help in recovery. He told her just as she was saying goodbye that he would be gone with his new missus when she awoke. She survived her operation. Her health declined so fast after she told everyone, "I am done," once she realized he was never coming back. He still had the frickin' cheek to turn up after ghosting everyone to her funeral with his new woman to pay his respects. His daughter deservedly beat the crap out of him on sight. What an absolute scumbag, Jesus Christ. And that is so sad. They were making it just fine. And then like during the whole recovery phase and just, your will to push through it is just evaporated by this person being a poo. Dear God, humanity sucks sometimes, man. Is there a reason on why Nintendo gave Link vajayjay bones? Fellas, is it gay to have, check notes, a pelvis? Yes, it is. How do you think all those archaeologists or paleontologists or whatever on Twitter can tell that bones are gay? All the bones that have a pelvis are gay. Real men don't have a pelvis. Follow me for real biological facts.
I bought my hubby a new 50-inch TV last week because his old one broke down. We took the old TV and put it in the box that the new one came in and set it on our entryway. Porch Pirate came and picked it up on Tuesday night. I just wish I could see his face when he finds out it's no good. He saved us a trip to the dump and got his just karma.
That is so beautiful. Oh my God, can we normalize doing this? Maybe I should set up a service, and the only thing I do is sell boxes that look like they have something expensive in it. Just sell cartons, like, moving cartons and stuff, but it says like TV or computer parts or anything expensive. And then you just put it on your porch, fill it with whatever garbage you don't want to take to the recycling plant, and then you just have Porch Pirate take care of it for you. That is such a good service. The only downside is that I don't think the Porch Pirate would actually, bother recycling it, because they've already shown their morals are a little bit on the icky side. But man, it's an alluring concept, isn't it? I feel it's time to repost this gem. Life on Mars. Whoa, is that actual bacteria? Amazing! We found life on Mars. Life on Earth.
That's not life. A person exists at birth.
Life and personhood are different. A human corpse has personhood, but not life. Bacteria has life, but not personhood. This, something alive, does not mean it's a person or human. I feel like memes like this are just so beautiful because it just makes a straw man that no one is really arguing. And also, when did we find bacteria on Mars? Have I missed something? My God. Women being awful. Oh, that's probably a quality gimmick account. Grounds for divorce. Man sends wife a spreadsheet of all the times she denied him naughties. Oh my God. Date? Okay, so it's basically every single day. It looks like skipping a day here and there. Naughties. No. Okay, I'm watching the show, Friends rerun. You're even keeping tabs on what show they're... Well, okay. I feel sweaty and gross. I need a shower. Didn't shower until next morning. Nonverbal. I'm exhausted. Yes. I'm still a bit tender from yesterday. That didn't shower until next morning was quite something. Lots of these are, I don't want to have naughties with you, so I'm making up an excuse because I know you won't accept I don't want right now as a reason. To be fair, I only want naughties every 2 to 3 weeks, you want it most days, are we able to compromise or change, or should we acknowledge we are incompatible, is a conversation an emotionally mature adult should be capable of having. Not today for specific reason is inviting, try again tomorrow. I find it really weird how wanting naughties and wanting your partner to want naughties in a relationship is demonized on Reddit. This is actually my favorite comment in this situation, honestly, because it sounds like the people aren't really compatible in the drive they have for intimacy, which can be a really huge problem in a relationship like this. I don't think the solution is making a spreadsheet, which is obviously made with the purpose of like painting a certain picture or making out the partner to be bad. I also don't think not talking about it first from both sides is like the way to go about it. This sounds like something they need to sit down and discuss, or go and see someone to discuss about, or talk about what they like. Maybe they're just excited about completely different things, or maybe the one person feels like their pleasure is being ignored and that's why they're not really interested in it. It can be many reasons, but conversation probably comes before like a me spreadsheets. 2024 relationships. Man takes sick leave to attend new job interview, meets his boss as a panelist. But wait a second, what is the boss doing there? Why aren't they at their job? What?
Why do men always want to body shame women?
You all do the same.
Saying that a pee-pee size is small isn't body shaming, it's a preference.
Oh my god! I think we have all met, hypocrites and stuff in our lives. But there is something regarding like internet comments, especially on like TikTok and Instagram, that just tickles that hypocrisy in such a mind-numbingly straightforward way that I didn't think was quite possible. But now here we are, baby. Millennials and Gen Zers are pulling in bigger paychecks, but much of their spending power is fueling short-term purchases, like groceries and vacations, not savings. Short-term purchases like groceries. Young people, they buy food too much. Can't they just learn to go without it? Put it in savings instead. No wonder no one can afford a house. It's not that they cost $1 bajillion. It's because they buy groceries. Woman who proposed to boyfriend trolled online.
You have no self-respect.
A woman was excited to share her proposal video on TikTok until online haters tore her apart. Yeah, the internet can be beautiful in many ways. Like this community, I would say, is very beautiful. The stuff that come out of this community is absolutely gorgeous. I love interacting with it. But in certain places online, I certainly feel like it's so overly just negative and looking for hate. It's a proposal with a happy couple. Dear God, fam.
Homo-sex is a sin. Repent and believe the gospel. Abortions, murder, and drunks will burn in hell.
Yippee! Thumbs up! Yay!
Oh, they're just thumbs upping and like twerking in like pagan and pirate clothing. Oh, that's beautiful. Hell yeah. Drunks will burn in hell. Does that mean that if you go partying or go to an afterwork with your friends that you are like set for eternal damnation? Or does it mean that people that legitimately struggle with certain types of addiction will automatically go to hell? Because that sounds really, really petty. No? I mean, they're already struggling. Do they really need you to tell them they're going to hell? Damn. Although, to be fair, if these are the people going to heaven, I would much rather be going to hell. We have emotional support. Where's the emotional support team? Emotional support team, man. Hell is full of emotional support teams. Pick up yours today. Link in the description. They're not permanently in stock. Oh, yes, indeed. Because everyone needs a little bit of emotional support.
Chemotherapy is deadly. Cancer is not. Antibiotics are deadly. Bacteria are not. Statins are deadly. High cholesterol is not. Accutane is deadly. Acne is not. Stop letting them kill you with their treatments.
What is my source, you ask? I made it the f up, but according to all the tweets we see in these videos, if I just say it confidently enough, 1,100 people will believe it. That's an awful lesson. That is an awful lesson that is surprisingly accurate. Gah. I guess that's actually a good lesson to keep an eye out for. Like, manipulating statistics is one thing that is good to keep an eye out. A lot of people do it for various reasons out there. It's good to know that how to deconstruct things. But another thing is also, don't assume someone is correct just because they say something confidently. That is actually accurate for a lot of things in life, that people are way more likely to believe something if you make it sound that you have a source, or if you say it confidently. There are many examples of good speeches on this online as well, but that is something to keep an eye out. Don't just trust people because they're confident and charismatic. Wait, does also mean they shouldn't trust me? Oh no, I mean you shouldn't. You shouldn't put what I say on a pedestal either, just because I'm a YouTube channel and that kind of stuff, even though that's the most prestigious profession in the world. No, but seriously, everyone should think for themselves. That's amazing. 25% of vax now have AIDS, top scientist warned.
Only 25%? My god, look, yes indeed, what a good source.
What is VAIDS? VAIDS? VAIDS is not a real vaccine-induced syndrome, experts say. Well, gee, that was easy to debunk. Next meme, please.
PETA. If this looks weird, it's because it is. Barfing emoji. Drink milk made for humans.
Try oat milk. Oh, I thought they were gonna say drink milk made for humans by humans. I legit read that in my brain before I continued with the sentence.
Try oat milk, soy milk, almond milk, and more. You wouldn't drink this, so don't drink a cow's milk.
Armadillo milk? Okay, that's an interesting twist though. I legit thought they were gonna say like, don't drink animal milk, it's not made for humans, drink human milk. We're selling human milk. You can choose between femboy milk or tomboy milk? We have both. Alright, fellow alphas, welcome to Alpha Male Dating 101. I put this little USB protector on my finger because I'm always fidgeting with stuff. But anyway, let's look at red flags in women, shall we? Female red flags: sniffs cocaine, smokes weed, says, I am bored. I like substance abuse, and just saying I'm bored sometimes is like an equal list of red flags. Talks about other men when she's around you. Oh my god, my dad has been recovering so well. Why are you talking about other men? I'm the only one in the world. Over 22 years old, you see that? Anyone that literally ages past the point of a young adult is a red flag. Uses Tinder. I mean, if you're actually in a relationship that is not like poly or something, I would say that's probably a red flag. But anyway, loves rap music and knows all the lyrics. They can't learn lyrics of songs they like. That's a red flag. Turns off notifications, protects her phone, afraid you might look, uses Snapchat. Only red flag girls that are like the old wrinkly age of 22.5 uses Snapchat. Wants to keep the relationship low-key. Wants to keep the relationship low-key. That sounds more like she's kind of ashamed to be seen with you, though. Sounds like a you problem. Her mom doesn't worship her dad. What? Doesn't want a family. Speaks about being successful. Successful. What does that mean? Had abusive ex. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I mean, to be honest, it sounds like you would put her in that same situation. So at least maybe this person isn't pulling in people that have already been victimized by this and try to take advantage of them just breaking free from something and might be in a vulnerable situation. I don't think this person is that morally aware, to be honest, but yikes. Fricked with broke boys. I'ma be honest, fam. This whole talk about like money and flexing and stuff, I don't know about you, but when I was in uni, no one gave a single shit about money. Everyone just assumed everyone was broke and we just partied and have fun with cheap beer. What world is this? Talks bad about her exes. The ones that were abusive or the ones that weren't abusive? What is this list? Is this actually real? Do people make these lists? I also like how these lists are just absolutely wild in terms of what's on them. Like one part is like substance usage and all that kind of stuff, and other parts are just likes music. What? Who sits down and makes this? Well, I guess this dude, I suppose. You know she's a hoe when she puts her phone in her back pocket, yeah! Let me just shove it up my butt then, yeah! What pockets, man. Breaking. A woman who filmed herself killing a cat before putting the animal in a blender has been jailed for life for murdering a man 4 months later. I am so sick of this. This is not a woman. These are #not our crimes. JK, what does that even mean? That's the takeaway? What kind of take is this? What? One thing that boggles me about characters like this is that you're rich enough to just retire. Why are you on Twitter? And why are you on Twitter with this? Oh my god. The security at every level of the airport is insane until you get to the baggage claim. Then it's like, take whatever bag you want. It kind of do be like that though. I was once traveling through the US and there was like a problem with the baggage system in one of the airports. So all the bags were just scattered in a giant room and you just went there and tried to find yours. I wouldn't be surprised if a solid 5% of the bags were just stolen at that point. It's absolutely nuts. One of these is the most advanced toxin delivery system on Earth. The other is a viper's fang. Ooh, I get it, because it's like a joke. So like the most dangerous one would be the vaccine. But the other one is just a little harmless viper tooth. I see what you did there, very funny. Anyone still pushing jabs in 2024 is either A, a freaking R word, or B, freaking evil. No third option. You see, because I made a meme comparing needles to snake teeth. I am an intermalactial. Ladies, women, girls, females, wear a bra, cover your nipples. Modesty is essential. You are disrespecting people's marriages and spouses. You are disrespecting your future spouse. You're disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting God. Stop causing others to stumble. Didn't God make people like completely nude? I don't think God had a problem with nips, I'ma be honest, fam. Looking for long-term partner. Good morning. How are you? Good afternoon. Is your kid mixed? Yes, the hair in the background. Haha,
Ew, no thanks. You know, you could have just unmatched and not be an ass about it. You could have been more responsible, but here we are.
Wait a second, the racist is the one who recorded this. That's extra FacePalm. He truly thought he was doing something by publishing it on social media. That's the vilest part. So this is not someone screenshotting a raging racist on a dating app. This is the raging racist himself telling on themselves and thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get so many likes for this. I mean, that's good in one way, I guess. They just tell on themselves and no one else even have to do anything. That's kind of a favor to the public in one way. Education. In the battle over early algebra, parents are winning. What do you mean, battle over early algebra? After schools prevented students from taking algebra before high school to reduce racial inequities, and parents in San Francisco and Cambridge, Mass pushed back. I think people can do algebra regardless of like background. What on earth? Effective immediately. All staff must leave their cell phones on and make themselves available when not on shift. Consider yourself on call. You must answer calls from Gary. And if you're asked to cover a shift, you must do so without complaints. This is not optional. We all need to work together to help the company succeed. Let's set some record profits this quarter. Go team! Okay, this person should definitely not be a motivational speaker. This is awful. You should always leave your phone on in case Gary wants to give you a ring-a-ding-ding. Do it for the shareholders team. Yeah.
Netflix made a new documentary about Alexander the Great. Within the first 8 minutes, they turned him gay!
This Nazi's so freaking dumb. What do you mean they made him gay? It's literally a documentary. Do you realize how gay those times were? They were indeed very gay.
Alexander totally wasn't gay. They were roommates. I believe the historically accurate term is really good friends.
Ah, yes, indeed, this historical figure that shared a bed with her bestie, who was also the same sex. They would sleep in this bed every single day and make sweet gay love. They were such besties.
The thing I don't like about Holocaust movies is they buy into the fat-phobic myth that everyone can get skinny if they just stop eating.
The myth that people can starve under horrific circumstances is that's your takeaway. This is your take on the Holocaust. Holy crap. Just remember, people, if there ever is a genocide and people are literally starving, don't starve. That's fat-phobic.
If there were ever a real Holocaust, there'd be more of fat femme psyche represented. Big old Lizzos.
Your takeaway from the Holocaust is body representation. You realize people were starving under horrible conditions and being mass murdered in the millions, right? What is this takeaway? This is insane. I think we can all agree on the very basic concept that anyone can starve. And number two, if you want to bring this away from this very odd topic that this person chose for the reason, there is more to a healthy diet and fitness or bodies than just eating or not eating. There is different things to eat, there is different genetics, there's different body types, there is movement, there is calorie burn, there is muscle mass, there's a bunch of variables that go into this stuff. It's not about eating versus not eating. It's a very simplified way of talking about health, and trying to claim that people starving would somehow be fat-phobic is absolutely insane. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen this argument before. I don't get surprised often online anymore, but this one certainly did it.
Was the US really on the right side of history in World War II? We weren't on the right side in the Civil War.
Wait, what?
And World War I. So how do we know we were doing World War II? What do you mean we were the right side in the Civil War?
The US was the only country involved in the Civil War, no? Or do they mean the winning side? If that's what they mean, it's an even worse argument. Dear God.
W or L? When adults finally act like adults, children always win. Look at that. That is really sweet, though. Look, daddy, mommy, stepdad, stepmom, and just the family still getting along and still going to the football match with their kid. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I know friends whose families got divorced, and everyone is still getting along to this day. That is so beautiful, and it's always amazing for the kids as well. Like, the kid feeling like they have to take sides is really bad. This is a beautiful way of doing it. Would have still been a decent win except for the race mixing. Ew.
53 likes. 53 people saw that and be like, yeah, parents getting along for the child is good unless there is some variation in skin color involved. Dear God, people just do this proudly publicly, don't they?
Have you lost friendships over no longer playing woke games? Friends pretty much quit talking to me after I chose not to play old school RuneScape since they have a full-on supported wokeness to an extremely high degree. MMOs especially are hard with no woke titles in RuneScape, for example. You can wear rainbow flag items in the game to make it like Pride Month 24/7 lol.
Oh yeah, I can see why people, why you lose friendships over this. You sound exhausting to be around. My God. Picking cotton and singing songs outside and coming home to a hot meal from the farm sounds like heaven. Is this making the argument I think it is? I would love that life. Sure beats getting cannibalized in Africa. I bet those early American Christian settlers genuinely thought they were helping these people. Do you though? Like, genuinely? Imagine if someone went back in time and showed them what happened. They now feel entitled to free money forever because of kindness given to them by the early Americans. It's so insane. Cotton is one of the lightest crops to carry. The Irish had to dig potatoes in the muck in it. The blacks basically just carried around pillows and sang songs. And now they want an apology. Such buttholes. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't pay someone to make like a silly, like Disney-esque animation about this and be like, oh, look at us, we're just having pillow parties and singing songs. Oh my God, this is such a straw man, or should I say, cotton man.
Please pray for my teenage daughter, who has been influenced by this wicked gender and lesbian ideology. She cut off all her gorgeous long hair for a boy's haircut yesterday. She's the love of my life. We lost the ability to communicate, and I'm losing more of her every day. Oh my God, my teenager got a haircut, and they're trying out different things. Oh.
She is the love of my life. It sounds like you might be a little bit obsessive over what your child does. No, this is a haircut. They're not doing drugs. Chill. Woman fights for her car after homeowners association tows it away. A woman from Toronto found herself in a tough situation last week after a homeowners association, which gained new leadership just 5 days before, towed her beloved 1997 Chevrolet without warning. According to the association, the 27-year-old car was an eyesore of outdatedness, reducing property values and making the community look low income. This doesn't sound legal. Oh my God. Homeowners associations, man. It's just a collection of Karens, isn't it? But I also really doubt you can just tow people's cars like that. I think you can really get back at this association if you call this in, and I think you should. Ooh, it's a little CAPTCHA. What does this say? ChatGPT. The image show text that appears to be a CAPTCHA, designed to distinguish human users from bots. The text is distorted to make it challenging for automated systems to read. However, to a human, it should read E3TJ6JDP. Hold up. Whoopsie daisy.
Men avoids gay stares.
This dude is all about right now. Oh my God, it's crawling up this.
I would say that if you're crawling on poles, spreading your legs to avoid the gayness. I don't know about that, man.
Fellas, is it gay to work upstairs?
You slide down that hard pole instead. That's how you retain your straightness. The pyramid of intellect: high school diploma, associate's degree, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD.
People who never took the COVID vaccine even when all the social pressure.
And someone just reposted with a smiley. Oh, look at me, so proud. They're on the top of their little made-up pyramid.
Is this a pyramid scheme?
It's just a pyramid scheme. Female zenith of experience should be avoided at all costs and is the source of all evil. Oh. Okay. There is only one simple rule about the female zenith of experience, and it is apparently not grammar. It is a sin. It is a selfish sin that females have been tricked into believing is a right by the feminist movement. The zenith of experience is the right of men. Or you know, you can just admit to not being able to please your woman. Naughties is not meant to be pleasurable for females. Naughties is reserved for reproductive purposes when it regards to the female body. The zenith of experience serves biological function for the male. It releases sploosies into the female's body for breeding. However, the female zenith of experience serves no reproductive purpose, therefore it is not necessary for females. That's a lot of words for saying I can't please my woman, bro. Oops. Bob warned after DJ played Peppa Pig theme tune when police officers walked in.
How could they do this with hammers and chisel? Look at this. 1411, 1499, 1515, 1599, 1624, 1752, 1801, 1850, and 1880. How could they do this?
What? Constructive criticism is welcome.
What sexuality is that behind you?
Ah, that's the German flag. The ultimate sexuality. Hey there, what is your orientation?
Deutschland.
6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 times 0 equals 6 or 0. But like none of the answers are is that the joke?
The order of operations in math is poorly designed. It needs to be changed to be more intuitive.
Okay, how would you change it for it to be more intuitive? I like how they never expand on the arguments, just leave it there. Like, this should be remade because I'm still angry I failed middle school math.
I am 22 years old and I just realized that this little piggy went to the market doesn't mean he went food shopping.
Oh no, he got food shopped. If you know what I mean.
If you suck on 6 racist toes and you teach us trans non-binary, how many genders will there be after decolonization? Average lesson in public school.
You see, I just made this up for people to be upset about. Please be upset. Thank you. What flat earthers see on a clear day? That is such a nice view. Is that the Tower of Sauron? I didn't even see that at first. That is so good. Man, maybe flat earthers have a point, right? Every single apartment would have an amazing view if this was accurate, you know? That's pretty cool.
No man needed. Yes, indeed. Look at this door. I attached it with my screwdriver and the...
Wait a second. The keyhole in the... is on the... wrong... Oh no, that's bad. That's bad.
Application for employment. I refer to the recent death of the technical manager at your company and hereby I'm applying for the replacement of the deceased manager. Every time I apply for a job, I get the reply that there is no vacancy. But in this case, I have caught you red-handed and you have no excuse. Because even I attended a funeral to be sure that he was truly dead and buried before applying. Attached to my letter is a copy of my CV and his death certificate. Tee-hee. They cannot deny me now.
I caught you red-handed. I gotcha. Someone in your vicinity died, didn't you? Haha. Here is my resume and their death certificate. Oh my god, this is so unhinged. Why is this also like written by hand on just a lined piece of paper? That is also really weird.
Males aren't human. Woman is human. Males are a genetic deformity created by a woman for variety. The Y chromosome is a dying parasite and behaves nothing like a human.
Oh my god, I'm so tempted to like write a book of all the biological wild takes I see on Twitter. That would be so funny. It would be so funny.
Look at this one. Me trying to live my life. LGBT propaganda.
No, it's just because you're so used to seeing people that represent exactly what you are. So when they represent anything remotely different, you see it as like shoving in your face. But you completely miss the point that for the people who are part of, for example, the LGBTQ community, this is just the very baseline of representation that everyone else has had forever. So this is a really weird meme, and it shows that you have very little understanding of just like reversing roles in this case, and just see it with very basic empathy. Then you would realize how silly this little meme is. Don't misuse memes, thank you. K-pop star Karina has apologized to her fans after news of her dating actor Lee Jae-wook went public. Apologized to her okay. A K-pop star has issued a groveling apology after incensed fans accuse her of betrayal. Because she has a boyfriend. The fans reportedly drove a truck to pop star Karina's agency after finding out she was dating an actor.
Is the love given to you by your fans not enough?
An electronic billboard on the vehicle demanded. I would say, no.
We are unhinged fans that love you so much. I have a shrine to you in my basement. How dare you want a boyfriend? Isn't my shrine enough? Huh, Karina? Is my shrine not enough?
touch a lot of grass. Like, roll in grass, please, thank you. Well, parasocial relationships are a doozy sometimes, aren't they? Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this beautiful video as much as I enjoyed having you here. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.